Hi, I'm Courtney Spaeth, founder of Valista Institute. I have been teaching mat-based Pilates since 2007. And during that time, I was also a licensed esthetician. And I started out for 1 year working for somebody else. And after a year, I'm like, there has to be something more than what I'm doing. I'm barely making any money. And I didn't want to work full time, but I certainly wanted to make more than what I'm making. So I decided that I was going to go off on my own. And even though I knew absolutely nothing about business, I was determined to make it work. So, um, today's video is about money, how we think about money. So it's our mindset around money. Because what I'm going to be talking to you about, I had this in my business and it kept me playing small. Once I broke free of this limiting mindset, it was like the doors opened and I was able to let go of some fear around money and fear around losing clients. And it ended up being a such a beautiful transformation because I'm like, this is all worth it. This is what I was made to do. Servicing amazing clients. I was not working more. I could choose. I would choose, keyword choose. I would choose to add in another day because I worked maybe 20, 25 hours a week, if that. And I was making more money working for myself than I would have working full time for somebody else. So I got out of my own way about how I was viewing money, and it completely revamped, it completely shifted how I did business. So that's what I'm talking to you about today. So if you're undercharging, if you're an instructor, or if you found this video and you're not a fitness instructor, you're not a Pilates instructor, that's okay. Keep watching. If you're a business owner, this is for you. Because yeah, even though you're a fitness instructor, you're teaching classes, still working for somebody else, you are still your brand. You have to see yourself as a business owner. So this applies to anybody and everybody, in my opinion. So, all right, let's get into it. I want you to know that if you're an instructor, you were taught choreography, you were taught anatomy, you were taught cueing, phrasing, that type of thing. But what was missing from wherever you got certified is the business aspect, showing you, teaching you how to carry yourself differently, seeing yourself as a business owner, even though you're an employee. And it's not a fault of any of these organizations, these certification companies. It's not their fault. They're not in that realm, but that's the gap that I'm filling in. So I have been an instructor since 2007. I got my certification to teach mat-based Pilates. That's all I've ever taught this entire time, long time. That's all I've ever taught. And um, I was seeing myself as just an instructor going in, teaching classes and, you know, collecting a paycheck and being okay with collecting that paycheck. But I'm like, it is what it is. There's nothing more than this. I just am instructor. I go in, teach my classes. Whoever is in there is in there. And at the, 2 weeks or at the end of the month, I'm going to collect my paycheck and it is what it is. But there's no energy. There's no conviction. You're an amazing instructor. If you're thinking the exact same thing and you know you're an amazing instructor, your bank account should be reflecting that. And it's not. My bank account certainly wasn't reflecting that. And when I had my business, my bank account was not reflecting that of a successful business owner. I'm going to talk to you about why that happens. So it's not your talent, it's not your certification, it's your relationship with money. That's what we're talking about today. It's your relationship with money. And certification companies don't teach this. It's a shame. They should, but they don't. They stick to what they know, and it is just the basics. So today I'm going to show you that reset, and it's what we're going to be talking about today. So shifting how you view money, how you feel about money, and yeah. So I have my iPad here, which I'm going to, let's see if I can shift that. Okay, there we go. So what are you doing every day that you go in to teach class? Well, you're showing up, you care about your clients, you're good at what you do, you're doing everything right. But what happens? You have full classes, you have wait lists, and you are limited on time. You're at a ceiling with time because there's only so much that your body can handle, your mind can handle, your life can handle. Um, so you hesitate to raise your prices. So what does that do? Maybe you feel weird about talking about money. Maybe it's like an icky topic that you were never taught to talk about growing up. Maybe you heard negative things about money. Um, you undercharge and you overgive. So you're oversharing when you really should be charging for some of your knowledge, some of your skill, your expertise. So I want you to know it's not a skill problem, it's an identity with money problem. So you learned how to teach bodies, you just never learned how to hold the money. So that's what we're talking about today. Money, money, money. So here's where my iPad is coming in. I hope this works. So there we go. Okay. So on the top of the triangle, and it can go either way. These are just the three things. And maybe you've seen this before. So on the top of the triangle, we have thoughts. Okay. So T is for thoughts. Thoughts are connected to feelings. Feelings are connected to behavior. These three things are connected. Either way you look at it, behavior is connected to thoughts, behavior is connected to feelings, feelings connected to thoughts, feelings connected to behavior. They're all intertwined. You cannot get rid of one, okay, without getting rid of all of them. So let's change how you think about money. It's going to change how you feel about money, which in turn is going to shift your behavior with money. So you can do it the other way too. You can start with how you feel about money. It's going to, in turn, change how you think about money, which in turn will change your behavior around money. So start thinking of it like this triangle. Um, some of the thoughts that you might have, okay, just as an example, people won't pay for that. Well, are you a mind reader? How do you know that people will not pay what you're asking them to pay? Or if you're holding a workshop and you want to charge $47 for this workshop, and it's going to be intense. It's going to be an intensive, very merciful workshop. How on earth do you know that your ideal audience, your clients, won't pay $47 for that workshop? You don't, unless you flat out ask them. Um, so people won't pay for that. Well, what is the feeling then? Okay. The feeling is guilt or fear. And then you have your behavior, and that is going to keep your prices low. So if you're thinking of raising your prices, or you're wanting to host an in-person workshop or an in-person immerseful something, you have to have your mindset right about money. You have to be free of all of the negative beliefs or feelings or thoughts that you've had about money this entire time, up until this point in your life, however old you are. You have to be okay with leaving those alone and thinking differently, changing how you think about it. So, if you want to hold an in-person immersive class, think about the time it's going to take you to do that, to prep, and for whatever else you're offering. Factor that in. So maybe, yeah, it's going to be like, I don't know, let's just say 97. 97 bucks. You have to be okay with that. Think about the value that you're going to give those people that day. Think about the community, the engagement, the excitement, the vibe. Think about that day, and 97 probably seems pretty cheap. Like you could probably charge like 197 or 150 for it for everything that you're going to be giving them. So $97, okay, your thought about that, it's like, wow, this seems super fair. Like I should be charging more, but I'm going to charge 97. Okay. So with that new thought around $97, what is the feeling? You get excited. So you're going to be happy. Ooh, that's a really there we go. It's a really weird smiley face, but it is a smiley face. So you're going to be excited around that day, around charging $97 for that very immersive workshop or in-person event that you're holding. So what do? If you're feeling excited about that and you're happy and you can't wait for that day to show up, what is going to happen? You're going to act. You're going to act on it. You're going to be telling people about it. You're going to be screaming it from the rooftops. You're going to be posting about it. So your thought, your feeling, your behavior, it's all connected. Now, I don't even know if I can erase. I'm using something new and I don't know. Yep, there we go. So now, if you're holding that $97 workshop, okay, it's going to be an amazing day and you know what you want it to be. You know what you want it to be. And you're like, gosh, $97? I don't know if I can do that. Um, People won't pay for it. Okay, so we have our triangle again. We have our thoughts, feelings, and behavior. So let's take that same example for 97. Okay. If you're thinking $97, that seems like a lot. I wouldn't pay $97 for this event. What is the path that we are now going down? Okay? It's going to be one that is whoop, super sad. That's a better phrase. It's going to be super sad. So your thought about it is, people aren't going to pay for this. Who would pay $97 to attend this? What is the feeling? Fear, anxiety, depression. You're in that scarcity mindset. You're now getting worked up about something that hasn't even happened yet, and the possibility is up in the air. It could be the best thing that you could do for your business or for you as a contractor or an employee to get you more visibility. So, because of your thought around how you feel about money, it's now dictating your feeling. What does it do for your behavior? What does this do for your behavior? You're not going to post about it. You're not going to talk about it. You have this idea that you really, really want to do this immerseful day, and it's going to sit on your computer. It's going to sit in the back of your mind. It's going to sit down in your heart, even though you really, really want to do it and you talk about it and you share it with other people, maybe family or your spouse, your boyfriend, whatever. You're talking about this and saying that you really want to do this, but your thoughts and your feelings are not aligned with what you say you want. And it's going to dictate your behavior. So you're going to play small. You're not going to post about it. You're not going to do any marketing. You're not going to tell any of your students or clients about it because of your own limiting belief. So this triangle is all connected. Your thoughts, your feelings, your behavior. What path do you want to go down? The one where it was happy and you were excited and you're like, oh my gosh, this is like, I'm going to get so many people in for this because We're going to be doing so many amazing things and it's only $97. I should be charging a lot more. But 97, it feels fair. It feels like a doable price. And I am so excited at who's going to show up. We're going to have an amazing day. Or are you going down the path of 97 bucks? I really shouldn't be charging for this. Like I wouldn't pay $97 for this. And I don't think anybody else will. So, we could go down that path and nobody's going to show up even though you really want to do it and you want to make more money, but your behavior and your thought and feeling around it, it's not going down the path of what you say you want. Something is off. Something's not lining up. So, let me just get rid of this and come back to you. Okay. So, that triangle, that connection, it's all connected. So, stop thinking for other people. Stop trying to read their minds because you have no clue what's going on. Start being excited for the possibility because what you want to happen hasn't even happened yet. You're planning for the future. You're planning for a future date. So the possibilities are endless of how it could go. It could, if you already decided that it's going to be negative, even though you really, really want to do it, you've already decided in your mind that it's maybe shouldn't be done, or you have anxiety about it and you're fearful about money and you feel like money, it's icky to talk about, like people aren't going to want to pay for this. So you're already deciding on something that has not even happened yet. That's a big, big problem. So stop doing that. You're not going to rise to your talent with that mindset. You're going to fall to your belief about money. Write that down. You don't rise to your talent. You fall to your belief about money. That is a big one. If there's anything that you're taking from this video, it should be that. You're not going to rise to your talent. You're going to fall to your belief about money. I know it's the third time that I've said that, but it is so, so important. I want you to catch your thoughts. So every time money comes up, notice what you think. You might be thinking that's too expensive. Nobody's going to pay that. I can't charge that much. Like, even though you should. Or if you're charging $10 for a drop-in class and you are at a wait list and you really want to grow your clients and you want to make more money, but you really honestly don't have time to teach more classes, like you physically can't teach more, um, but you really want to make more money, well, start charging more for those drop-ins or for the membership. If you have a monthly membership, start charging more. You're going to make more money. You're not going to be teaching more classes. You're going to be calling in more of your ideal person, your ideal client or student. And over time, you can keep increasing those rates because obviously your studio, your class that you're teaching is very popular. People keep coming back. You're not losing clients. You're not losing students. I did this when I had my full service salon and skincare studio in Wisconsin. I was so fearful about charging too much right out of the gate because I was new and I'm still in the learning phase. But after a couple of years and how many thousands upon thousands of dollars I invested in learning more of my skill and to make myself a better esthetician, um, I finally decided I'm going to raise my rates because I've invested more time, more effort into gaining more knowledge and developing my skill. And I'm still charging the same amount as somebody who's newly licensed, fresh out of school, and doesn't have anywhere close to the experience or knowledge that I do. But I'm still charging the same dang amount as that newbie. There's something wrong there. So I raised my rates and I was so scared. I was fearful, like, who's going to pay $50 for this service. And I did. I was afraid people were going to leave. And guess what? They left. I lost clients. But you know what else happened? It opened up room for more of my ideal audience, my ideal client. And they were more than happy to pay whatever I was asking. And they were very loyal and long term clients. I had my business for almost 10 years until we moved out of state and I had sold. But over those years, there was one year in particular, I think it was 2019. I think it was 2019. And then COVID happened, then the shutdown happened. So 2019, I think I had raised my rates. If I remember correctly, I had raised my rates 3 times that year. I gave a 30-day notice and I always posted it up at our checkout station. But I said, my rates are increasing. I haven't increased my prices in a while and I've developed more skill. I did have people come up and say, "Oh, why are you raising your rates?" And I'm like, "Well, I've been investing in myself as an esthetician in this skill. I'm raising my rates because of the time, the energy, the effort, the knowledge that I have invested in developing my skill for more training, for more advanced training. And our suppliers have increased their prices. So I do need to increase mine as well." So I would raise them. And then I would still lose out clients, and that's okay. It was very hard at first. I was so scared. I was so nervous. But like I said, it allowed for the right type of client to come in. And then after I had a 4 to 6 week wait list for, I don't know, maybe a month, um, then I would raise my rates again. So I believe it was 3 times in one year that I had raised my rates. And yeah, some trailed off. And it wasn't long after that my books were full again. And then I had a decision to make, either hire somebody else to help me, which came with its own type of stress, or I raised my rates because I'd been married since 2009. My husband traveled 50 out of 52 weeks. I had 3 kids, 2 puppies. I had a house to manage, and my kids were in sports. So I'm only one person. I can't be multiple places at one time. And my husband was only home on weekends. So I had to make a decision, and I didn't want to bring anybody else on. So I'm like, okay, I don't have any more days to add in. I could if I wanted to, but I really wanted to work the amount of time that I was working, which was part-time. I worked around my kids' schedules. I always made that known. And I decided I'm going to raise my rates. And like I said, it was scary at first. I got over it and it became very easy. It just became second nature to raise my rates and feel good about it because I saw what it was doing to my bank account and I got excited about it. So, yeah, every time I could raise my rates, I'm like, heck yeah, I'm doing that. Please get into that habit of thinking about it differently. Raise your rates. Feel good. Have that energy behind you because it needs energy, it needs conviction for this to work. So stop thinking a certain way how your clients might think about it because you don't know unless you specifically ask. And believe me, if they see the value, your experience, your skill, your talent, they like you, they'll be loyal to you. They see the value, they won't want to go anywhere else. So they will stick with you. You will always get price shoppers. That's okay. They only see you because you're based on a certain price. They're fine going elsewhere for cheaper. They're not going to get a better experience. Um, and chances are they'll be right back to you. So keep that in mind also. Um, so stop thinking for your clients, change how you view money, and it's going to make everything so much easier. I will say, if you walk past a penny or a dime, a nickel, quarter laying on the ground, pick it up. If you see that and you're like, I just walked past it, you're pushing money away. Subconsciously, you're pushing money away, and that's going to act like a domino effect the rest of your life in your business. So if you see even a penny on the ground, think of that little song from the movie Grease. Find a penny, pick it up all day long, you'll have good luck. That quote has, or that phrase has stuck with me since I was little. And it was in one of my favorite movies, Grease. And I started doing that. So I would see a penny and I'd get excited. I'm like, oh, awesome. I found a penny. It's 1 cent. But I got excited about seeing that and picking it up. And over time, other opportunities have presented themselves to me. Doors have opened. Money has come to me in different ways, unexpected ways, but it has been so great. So if you step over a penny or a nickel or a dime, whatever, on the ground, you're subconsciously pushing money away. You're saying to the world, like, I don't need you. So you're kind of creating your own problem. So think about it differently. Get excited. Even if it's a penny, get excited. Pick it up. All day long, you'll have good luck. Okay. All right. If you have a scarcity thought, you are not your thoughts. Okay. So that's okay. If you're afraid of money, it's not going to come easy to you to shift your view on money, your belief about money. Growing up, I heard, I'm not made out of money. Money doesn't grow on trees. We need to save. Um, don't buy things just to buy them. We need to save everything. Don't spend your money. Like, that's what I heard growing up. Now, my dad was a really great provider and he was in real estate, so he worked for himself. The only time he got paid was when he had a closing. And so his view on money was, it is what it was. And that was, his thought pattern. That was what he grew up with. Remember my grandpa, he kind of had the same thought. And so you don't know what you don't know. If you were never taught or shown a different way, how would you know to change your thought on money? You wouldn't. So, what you grew up with, chances are those are the beliefs that you're holding today that are a part of you. But I'm here telling you things don't have to be like that. You can change your view on money. Money is in exchange for something else, it's a renewable resource. And I know you've heard the phrase, you have to spend money to make money. That is absolutely true. I was so afraid in my salon business to spend money. I was doing myself a disservice. I kept playing small and it hurt my business. But once I started saying you have to spend money to make money, that's when a lot of things changed. And that was when I started shifting my belief around money. Now I have, gone in and out of those beliefs and it has not been perfect. I will be totally honest and upfront and say it has not been perfect, but I know what I'm doing. I know the thought that I have, and I know when I say I know what I'm doing, what I mean is I know when I'm making the mistake, when my mindset is falling back into those limiting beliefs, those negative traps, I know what I'm doing and I change it. So, money is a renewable resource. You spend money to make money. Um, and just know, don't be afraid of raising your prices. Okay. You have the skill, you have the knowledge, you have the proof that you're an amazing instructor. Raise your prices. People are going to trail off. People are going to fall off. It's okay. You're going to be able to fill your class with the right type of people. And soon that class is now going to be waitlisted. You're going to be full. And it's going to be like, I don't have another day that I can add in to teach another class. Maybe your body is just capped out for the week. And you don't want to teach more, but you want to make more money. So start raising your prices. And again, people will trail off, but that leaves more room for your ideal student or client to fill that space. When I say start thinking about things differently, like tell yourself a better story, tell yourself something different than what you think. I'm not talking about like fake affirmations or anything like that. These are grounded upgrades. So start telling yourself that people pay for value every day. People pay for experience. People pay to get what they want. They want to lose weight. People will pay for that. People want to feel stronger. They want to look better in a swimsuit. People will pay for that. So it doesn't matter how you think about money. It's how your client thinks about money. Sometimes they don't even give a thought to how much they spend. Those are amazing clients. I sometimes am that person. And I've had clients that whatever amount I wanted to charge them, they were more than happy to pay. And to me, it was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine spending that amount of money. But to them, it's just like they don't give two rips. They don't even think about it. They want the service. They want something that's going to help them transform or to feel better. They are more than happy to pay whatever you want to charge. So if they love you, they love your class. Guess what? These drop-in rates, $25, and you keep doing that, or you have a membership and the membership is X amount of dollars, and they love you, they love your class. They're going to keep coming back because you're going to be giving them what they want. So learn how to hold more money. Learn how to think about money differently. Learn how to get excited thinking and talking about money. Money's not an icky topic. Money is not the root of all evil. That was another thing that I heard growing up. It is not the root of all evil. It's what you do with that money that could be evil. If you're hoarding it, that's evil. If you have the means to make somebody's life better, to donate to an organization, to help out your local community, do something good with that extra money. Don't hoard it for yourself. So that is evil thinking. It's like being super greedy, like me, me, me. I need to keep it all to myself. I don't want to share it with anybody. That's evil thinking. But I know you don't have that mindset. You want more money so you can do good with that money. So there is a give and take there. So there is a why you want to earn more money. You want to have more money to create more time freedom. You want to have more money to give you the lifestyle that you want. You want to be able to do good with it. You want to be able to help out other people or to offer scholarships, that type of thing. So your mindset is what's key here. So learn to hold more money in a healthy way, have a healthier view on money. It's going to shift everything. I want you to know that gaining more money, it might be a new thing for you, or shifting your mindset around it. It's going to be a new way of thinking. And it is not impossible to work the same amount or even less, but make more money. That is not impossible. It's going to be new for you. Might be a little bit of a challenge at first, but once you overcome it, it's not going to be impossible. It's going to be possible. So, by saying these things to yourself, you're not doing like the fake affirmations, or you're not telling yourself to fake it until you make it. It's nothing like that. You're not gaslighting yourself. You're offering a slow upgrade to your life. So, these upgrades, start seeing them as a positive thing. You're going to hold yourself differently. You're going to carry yourself differently. So if your body doesn't feel safe with money, if your mind doesn't feel safe with money, you're going to sabotage it. You're going to sabotage everything. So you're going to avoid sales. You're not going to be promoting your classes. You're not going to be sending that newsletter if you have an email list. You're not going to be promoting your workshops or your webinars or in-person events. You're going to keep playing small. So think about that triangle, the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Always go back to that. You can't grow your income in a body that feels unsafe to accept it or receive it. You have to feel, your body and mind have to feel safe and good. So don't do anything underhand or unethical or see it as like a greed grab. So don't be greedy in your prices, but think about it differently. I'm charging this amount, or I'm going to raise my price to this amount because, and then list it out. And get excited when you see that. Get excited as you're doing this brain dump of why you're raising your prices. Get excited. You have that conviction. You have the experience. You have the knowledge. You have the social proof because your classes are full. You have everything that you need right in front of you, proving that you could raise your prices, that you should raise your prices. Before you do anything with money, I want you to do this. It's just 3 things. Super simple. Slow inhale, think about it. Long exhale, think about it. Release anything negative that you're holding on to, any negative thought about money, release it, and then decide. So that's just one super easy tool that I'm giving you. So before you make any decision about money, it could be something that you're buying or investing in, slow inhale, long exhale, and then decide and get excited. Get excited. It's okay to show that emotion. It's okay to get excited about something. I want you to know that you're not bad at business because you're not. You're good at business. Nobody ever taught you how to do business right. You're not behind at any point in your life. You are allowed to shift, you're allowed to pivot. You haven't been taught how to think about money as an instructor. That's one big gap in the certification, wherever you were certified from. That is one big gap that I have seen. And that's where I come in because I've been on the inside of the instructor and scraping through and thinking, is this worth it? Just 2 people in class and I'm making a few bucks. Is this worth it for the amount of time that I'm investing? So my classes at the time were about an hour and I have 2 people at $12 each. That's $24. So you break that down. What is that? So $24 for an hour. So 60 minutes divided by 24. That is $2.50. So $24 divided by 60. So that's like 40 cents, however that breaks out to. I am not good at math, by the way. So I don't know what's supposed to be divided by what, but it really wasn't worth it for that amount of money. I had to do things differently. So sorry about that little math thing. I thought I had it figured out, and clearly I did not. Never said I was good at math. So don't follow me for math stuff. But break down what you're making and you should know, you shouldn't even have to tell yourself, you deserve more. So I want you to start thinking differently about money, seeing yourself as more than just an instructor. Even though you weren't taught business, you are a business person, you are a brand. So start acting like it, start carrying yourself differently. You're not just an instructor, you're a business. Doesn't matter if you're a contractor, if you're an employee, if you're, well, a business owner, you're a business owner, you are that brand. So even if you're a contractor or an employee, carry yourself differently. Have the lifestyle, like change that. Talk to yourself differently. The big name business owners or entrepreneurs that are 6, 7, 8, 9 figures deep, do you think they tell themselves, I can't raise my price? I can't charge $397 for this. I can't charge $97 for a 60-minute workshop. Who's going to pay for that? Do you honestly think they tell themselves that? No, they don't. They get excited. So take it from them. Follow in their footsteps. There's no shame in doing that. So get excited. Think like some big name mentor that you admire. Start thinking like them. Okay. It's going to act like a domino effect in your life. It's going to hit every single area of your life. Money, financials being one of them. So you're not just an instructor, you're a business. What are businesses designed to do? What is their whole purpose? To make money. To make money. Okay. It's what you do with that money. It's going to make a huge impact. So, this is the type of work that I care about. I love Pilates. I helping people. I love business. I love sharing the struggles and the challenges that I faced in business, how I overcame that, how I was able to call in my ideal client and have my wait list be 4 to 6 weeks. I love sharing all of my knowledge with you. I love Pilates. I love movement, not necessarily exercise, but I love movement. I love teaching Pilates. I love strength training and I love pickleball and I love business. All of them are connected. I am filling the gap that is desperately needed in this industry. So, like I said, you're an instructor, you're taught anatomy, you're taught cueing, phrasing, you're taught choreography. You're not taught business. You're not taught how to make more money without adding in more classes. Like I said, there is a ceiling to what your body can do. And um, 40 hours a week teaching classes is not doable. Your body, your mind, you cannot physically handle that. Okay. It's going to take a toll. You're going to hit burnout rate within a couple years. Um, and you got into this because you want to make an impact. You want to be in it long term. You believe in the work that you're doing. So you do not have to teach more classes. You do not have to burn out or even get close to burnout stage to make more of an impact, to make more money. So this is the work that I care about. This is why I do what I do, because I am on both sides. I am a business owner. I am an instructor. And I know how to marry those two together to make a bigger impact. So I am not helping instructors not just to be good, but actually to build something sustainable. So if this hit home for you, if something was like, "Ooh, this I needed to hear this one," please follow me. Follow me on Instagram. It's Courtney Spaeth Pilates. And then also for this YouTube, just hit the like button, hit subscribe. Help me grow this channel and also my new Instagram page. But this is the work that I do. I love business. I love movement. I love helping people. And that is my why. I want to help you rise up to the level that you know that you should be at. Okay. So, I talk about it. I talk about business a lot on this page. And if you're ready to stop playing small, if you know that you're meant for more, you got into this industry for more, and you know what you want your life to be like. You can see it, you can taste it, you're like right there. It's within that grasp, but somehow you just can't reach it. It's not attainable just yet. I want you to follow me. Okay. So on Instagram, Courtney Spaeth Pilates, and then also YouTube. So hit subscribe, follow this channel. Let me know in the comments what you liked, what stood out to you. I love reading comments, and I will get back to you on those. Or if you're on Instagram, follow me and then send me a message too. And I will connect with you that way. So your income is always going to reflect what you believe that you're allowed to earn. So let's start raising that. You with me? Okay, good. I'll see you in the next one.